So, as you may have noticed, I changed shaders. Zeus's shaders, which I was using before, weren't working out. They had horrible effects in the end in the nether. They would maintain the same ambient lighting, well, not the same ambient lighting, but the same sky lighting as when I left from the overworld to go there. And that caused at times the nether to be unbearably bright, and the end to be unbearably bright, unless I was completely enclosed. The nether, I know, has a bedrock ceiling, but it doesn't always load all the way, so you get huge bright patches sometimes. Anyway, I went ahead and decorated this. I don't think I did this last episode. Added some pillars and everything along here. And I had explained how I had made this before, but there was a bug with the design that I had to fix. So before, I had the minecart going and dropping items into a hopper, this hopper actually, and then picking up items from, well, this hopper. I moved everything up. But the problem was that, let's say that you just have this hopper, this furnace, and this hopper. So let's say the minecart fills up everything, and this hopper gets all the way full, so 5 full stacks of items. And then this furnace gets all the way full with its output because it can't get rid of anything because this hopper's full. And nothing else can fit into here, so we have 7 stacks. Then let's say that the hopper minecart has just one more item. So it puts an item in here, and it doesn't go anywhere. It cannot leave this hopper until it can get into here in this furnace. It cannot get here in this furnace slot until it can, well, smelt some more stuff. And it cannot get rid of these items until this hopper is completely empty. Well, I should say until this hopper starts emptying out. But this hopper would never empty out because the minecart would never be here to pick it up. Because it'd be stuck up there because it can't get rid of its items. So the solution was to add a buffer chest. By adding a buffer chest below, items would never get filled up here. They would always pass into this chest and then to this hopper as well. So this hopper could only detect items passing through, it could not detect stored items. Similarly with this hopper, or with this chest, because this hopper is the one that had the problem I just described. It was sometimes being used to detect the flow of items, but it was also sometimes being used to detect the presence of item storage. By adding a chest in between and a hopper up there, this hopper now detects the flow. Since the minecart with a chest holds just as much as a chest, assuming you don't abuse the system, then this chest should always hold all the items as well. Even this hopper would help out some, but this hopper would never ever get backed up. And the same exact problem happened down here. Even if you didn't have more than 7 stacks of items to be smelted in your minecart, if this hopper started building up a supply of items, which would happen because it takes a while for you to offload all your stuff, 7 stacks worth, even 6 stacks worth, because part of it you gotta wait for the furnace to do some smelting. So the bottommost hopper would normally get filled up. Let me show you why that's bad. So redstone signal would go through here, and it needs a pulse to go all the way through here. Because I timed it just right, let me get back up here, I timed it just right so that the pulse would be traveling here and it would be blocked by this signal. But this signal only stays on for a very short duration. So this is only blocked for a very short duration. Now if you had an item hanging out there in the hopper not going away, then this would not be a pulse, but it would instead be a steady stream of a redstone signal. That's why I couldn't jump before. There's something above my head. But this would still be a very instantaneous message, so as soon as this hopper finally did empty out, whenever the minecart did come down and this hopper did empty out, then this signal would release almost immediately, but this line would still have a bunch of a signal still trying to get through, and then it would fire the minecart erroneously. So by adding a buffer chest, I caused this hopper to only detect the flow, and this hopper to only detect the flow, and not storage. This hopper, if I was to read from it, could potentially read in storage, as could this hopper. So now that that's fixed, this is working beautifully. The only problem arises now whenever I unload chunks. I added some lava here. Is whenever I unload chunks, and even then it only seems to sporadically be a problem. Sometimes it works just fine, sometimes the minecart never gets the signal to leave, and sometimes the minecart gets the signal to leave prematurely, but that's just whenever I do things and then I like walk away or I log out. I wonder if this was built all within a chunk. I don't think it can because I think it's more than 16 blocks, but I wonder if it would all be built in a chunk, if that would do anything. Also, I added a nice little bridge over here. I added a waterfall, 3-wide waterfall, and that empties out over to this little basin, which has another little drop and comes out to this little pond, which I terraformed a bit, and it also goes underneath this bridge and out through this area, down over to there. And I added this little walkway to get up and down. I quite like it. I quite like it. What I want to do this episode is actually related to that waterfall, so I'll be mentioning that here in a moment. But this is one of the fun things I like to do. I need to build some sort of a bridge, I think, but it's going to have to be diagonal based upon how I have this laid out, and I'm not entirely certain. Ooh, what if I did a kind of bridge that came across here, and I did a kind of tunnel that came across here and out the other side? That would allow a kind of, you can then take a curved path here, and ooh, now that's an idea, but that's not for this episode. For this episode, I want to do something a little bit more practical. See, I need to smelt all the cobblestone I have, and so I have furnaces here too, because I love that design up there, but it's just not super efficient. So I have built-in furnaces, and I've decided that as I do this, as I build on more to this storage room, which I need to do at some point, I'm going to probably add more of these. Also, I am dabbling in resource packs. This is my first modification I made. I just took the existing, one of the existing fires that you can just light with flint and steel, and I kind of put that in the background here to make the furnace animated whenever it's burning stuff, and I also allowed it to show up there too, but I added a darker mask. So I'm proud with that. I like that a lot, that I did that. Just toot my own horn here. So we got stone building up, we got stone going away. I did the math, and it takes 10 seconds to smelt an item. A chest can hold 27 items, well, 27 stacks of items. And 27 times 64 times 10 divided by 60 divided by 60 tells you how many hours and how many minutes it would take to smelt a full chest, a chest full of 64 stackable items. 4 hours and 48 minutes. 4 hours and 48 minutes. Now, I do need to smelt this stone. I don't know if you could hear that. That was a motorcycle, I think. Pretty loud from my perspective. But I also don't want to just be logging out while that's running, because it sometimes messes up, as cruel as it is. So, I have decided to build myself an AFK fish farm. That way, while I'm waiting for nearly 5 hours for stuff to happen, I can be getting something else out of it as well. And with a mending fishing rod, I should be able to maintain it indefinitely, and I wanted to put the fishing place back here. So, let's see. I looked up fishing tutorials, well, automatic fish farm tutorials, and I'm going to give myself some room. I'm just outside my beacon range, which does make this smaller, or slower. But that's fine. So this should be more than enough room. Horizontal-wise, anyway. I gotta dig up some vertically. Let's see. Let's go 2 up. Just to give myself some headroom. Let me put a torch down here so it's easier to see. So yeah, the fish farm is just going to stick here. And you're just going to come in here. Just going to be a little cubby hole, you know, there's not going to be much. I want to decorate it with like prismarine type blocks, but I don't know if we have a Wither Guardian farm or not. Or not a Wither Guardian farm, a Guardian farm. If we do, I'll look into decorating it that way. Otherwise, I'll leave it the smooth stony look as much as possible. But you'd come in here and you'd fish. Now fishing is best done when the block above the water source that you're fishing, it's nighttime. Let me I am the only one online right now. Let me come on over here. And oh, I forgot I don't have a way up there. You need to come here and go over the bridge, not under the bridge. I also need to redo this lip of my house because it is ugly. I've done houses before, and I have a way I do my roofs. I do not know why I didn't do this roof this way. Maybe I was experimenting. Maybe I was temporarily insane. Both are possible, simultaneously. Okay, so now that it's daytime again, we got some more light to work with. I gotta decide a best way for getting up here, though. Ooh, is there a... there is a little thing down there. I forgot about that. So yeah. Oh, that's right, I was going out anyway. You need some sort of a light source above the water. Now, up here... I should probably get coordinates while I'm at it. Looking at... Oops, I missed. You know what? Hold on. Looking at 6084. Remember that, guys. Remember that. 6084. So if I come on up here and there's a spider up here to the top of where I put this. I was meaning to put a lake up here at some point. You froze? Why did you freeze? Oh, well, I guess that was bound to happen. So 6084 is right here. So all I need to do is add a lake and break these two while I'm at it. So if I had a lake here, it's like dig this out. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that right now. So... dig this out. Get some more grass blocks from it. 6084 is where I need to be, yeah. But... I don't know where the center of this is going to be. Let's see. $65.24-ish. So 6084, 6524. Okay. I've also then got to figure out how I'm going to stop the ice from forming. Ooh, I missed a grass block. So... so about right here. So really I should chop everything down off to this level? Okay. See, I'll do some more work on this and I'll be back in a moment. Alright guys, take a look at this. We come up here and we have our fishing shack. Actually, there's a button right here. It opens us up here. Will take us down here. I still have to do something about this, like maybe put a stair or slab there. But this button opens it up to take us back out. Here's where I can collect our loot. And of course that lets us go back out as well. So it's a safe little piston door thing, and here we go. So you just cast your rod up there, hold down right click, and after a certain amount of time, which can take time, it does happen. It just takes a little bit. Of course, now it's trying to make a liar out of me, but I did catch a fish just a moment ago. This is why it's an AFK fish farm, so you don't have to just stand here doing this. But the trapdoor closes, which eats up your right click. Until finally a fish does decide to bite. Which this one is not. There we go. So we got a raw fish. That's cool. Now, I have mending. By the way, I named my fishing rod the Jack O'Neill. If any of you know what that's a reference to, go ahead and say something. And I took my armor with me. Just because whenever leaving here it might be nighttime. But this way, it should repair itself now that it's the only item that has mending that's in any of my mendable slots, which is 4 armor slots, your offhand, and your selected item. It's the only one that is mending in any of those 6 slots, as it's the only item in those 6 slots for that matter, so as soon as I catch another fish, or item for that matter, it should heal up. Let's just verify that real quick. Because this is kind of pointless if I can't have really cool enchants on this, and it breaks. But I think this will be enough. Oh, come on. It's supposed to work better if you have access to open air above, and I put a glass block above, because above here is a lake, so I don't know if that counts or not. Sounded like something bit, but nothing happened. It was a really, really big bite, too. Okay, yeah, it healed itself, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, now all that's left to do is let this run for half an hour. And see what kind of loot I get. I have a hopper down here underneath the soul sand, pointed into a double chest, which has a hopper pointed into another double chest, so I have lots of storage. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this run for half an hour, see how it does, and I'll come back to you. Alright, so that was quite a haul. I got 2 saddles, a clownfish, 10 raw salmon, 2 pufferfish, 24 raw fish, not raw salmon, and a power 3 enchanted book, an unbreaking 3 and luck of the sea 3 enchanted book, and an unbreaking 3 mending fishing rod. So that's pretty cool. However, that was after half an hour. I'm starting to wonder if perhaps... Oh, where did I put it? Well, I had to have put it somewhere, I would think. Okay, there it is. Okay, blue stained glass. This is my silk touch, okay. So, I am thinking that perhaps I do, in fact, need to have it completely exposed to air in order to be effective. So I'm going to do one more test. This test is going to be making it completely exposed to the sun above and running this for another half hour and seeing what that does. Comparing my results. Ever since I added these torches, this is not frozen over, which is good, but these torches are ugly. I have to figure out another way of doing so. Maybe I can make the entire underside of the lake. Ooh, glowstone. Now that would be cool. Okay, so basically I've got to have glass here, glass here, glass here, glass here, glass here, and then glass here, something like that, and then if this does end up working, I'll have to figure out another way to do this. Mr. George is almost done with his road, which is amazing. Okie dokie. Well, that fell down there. Okay, let's go see... Connectors. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's step back up there. You know what? I'll bet it fell down all the way here. Yes, it did. Okay, there it is. So, the next step is to do more AFK fishing for another half hour. I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff away. By all this stuff, I mean the glass I got and this ultimate preserver, my silk touch pick. And then I'm going to give this another go. We're going to see how well that turns out. I'm just going to put you guys in here for right now. And I will be back when I have an idea of which of the two is best. Back in a moment. Ooh, it's raining. This improves the odds. Perhaps I should wait for it to get done raining. Or not. I mean, after all, the rain is part of the test. I can't control it any other way. Let me eat some. And then, yeah. I'll be back. Okay, so let's take a look at what I got this haul. Stream. 49 raw fish. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong chest to compare it. 2 name tags. 21 raw salmon. Leather. Smite 4, Fortune 2, Efficiency 4, Enchanted Book. Rotten flesh. Actually, I think I got that from a zombie. No, I think I actually got that from fishing, yeah. Punch 2, Power 4, Flame Bow. Infinity Bow. Unbreaking 3, Power 3 Bow. A tripwire hook. Puffer fish, 8 of them. 2 saddles, and leather boots. I got a little bit more trash, but at the same time I got more stuff in general. Just looking at the fish for comparison. Yeah, with that thing removed is definitely helping. So I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff in here. And when I next have the inclination, I am going to start some stuff of smelting. Make sure that these are all full so I can take full advantage of them. These are almost done on top. And then leave it running for a couple of hours or so. For like 5 hours. That of course is not going to happen on camera, nor is it going to happen here. I have decided to go ahead and work on making a little tunnel here that's going to go out here and going to curve around and come here. So that I can make a bridge. I think that'll be pretty cool. So let me go ahead and grab my resources back. I forget where I put them. No, you're the silk touch one. I think I put them in here. I'm gonna have to find a place to place the fishing rod over at the fishing area, but that should not be too difficult. Okay, so that should do it for that. So let's go out and lay out a preliminary path. So you're going to go this way. Okay. And let's see. I need my F3 up here, so you're going to be emptying out like right here, and we're just going to have this kind of barrier here, so I am looking at, which is the important one, I am looking at 6095. Okay. That comes in there. Let's come around over here and dig until 6095. So I'm looking, so only 3 more blocks to go. 1, 2, 3. I think. This is 6095, so actually I have to do 1 more. Then this, come through here. Yep, that empties out there. Okay, so that's good. So there's already kind of a cave system here, so I'm going to have to work around that, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And I don't know whether this should be like a formal path or like a path through a cave, because if it's a path through a cave, it's got to be a little bit haphazard, but it can't really be haphazard along this edge because this is what's keeping this dude. Like, this is its wall. I mean, I guess I can go ahead and place, I don't need that anymore, oak wood along the side here. Yeah, that might be something to do. Go ahead and do that then. Then something like that. So you can come through here and go through here. Let's see. Jimmy Cobble. Actually, probably put these back here because they can be. There's going to be oak wood coming up along here. To that end, I'm going to have to get rid of this and this and this. And this. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. You're going to go up there. That's going to be the path that comes up here. Your oakiness is going to... Maybe I should just chisel this all away and use oak wood all the way up just to match the right-hand side. I may end up doing that. But then this is turning out to be less of a cave adventure and more of just like a little path. So... Because, yeah, look at that. That path is just right there. So... If I do that... I can have maybe some stairs going along here to the other... Or just have that go... Yeah, we'll definitely have that go down there. And then, like, put some dark oak stairs here. And... dark oak slabs here, maybe? Or just dark oak stairs all the way here, or something like that. Regardless of the case, I think I'm going to want to have 3 blocks high for this. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of that work. Let me see what that looks like. Be back in a moment. So Plays Gaming, LPG, just mentioned on chat that something happened to King Xerxes' ship. The same ship that he has all the villagers that he's been using to build this Flying Dutchman shop. Apparently it either looks... Ooh, that's cool. Apparently it either looks destroyed or it's gone entirely or something like that, but I'm curious about that. So we're going to go check that out. But I want to check this out too. Yeah, Mr. George indicates that it could just be lightning that destroyed it. LPG has a golden helmet. Huh. This is pretty cool. Hello, LP. Okay, so we see it rendering somewhere over there. Ew. Okay, yeah, I made that jump. I didn't think I would. Yeah, let's go take a look at the ship. Yeah, I mean, they're still talking about it right now. We checked it out on a previous episode, so... I mean, we know what it looks like. Ooh. Yeah, that is bad. King Xerxes, your ship, man. Hold on, how am I gonna get in there? There we go. There was a gate there I could have used. But that means that all the villagers... Hold on. Yeah, I hear a villager. There's a villager over there. It really does look like fire damage. He still has that villager breeder going, so he can breed more villagers, but... Yeah, man. This stinks. It really does look like fire damage. Stone structures seem to be intact. The non-burnable blocks seem to be intact, I think. Although I'm not entirely certain. Hello, zombie. I don't see any villagers around here, so either you converted them all or something else happened. Ah, that would be horrible if a fire broke out inside or if lightning struck it and it spread to a place where rain could not put it out. That stinks. That really does stink. Oh, sorry, King Xerxes. Your ship appears to be destroyed, and it does not look like the work done by somebody who intentionally deconstructs something because it's so haphazardly done. So I'm going to guess it was an act of artificial nature. By artificial nature, I mean it's in Minecraft, and Minecraft's not a real life game, but yeah. That is unfortunate. I hate to say it, but I feel kinda glad that I went ahead and got all my shopping from your shop done ahead of time. Twice, since I had to do the redo since I lost all my stuff in lava. Yeah, some of it's still there, but the ship is gone, Sky Pilot Tom. It was such a cool ship, too. Perhaps he can reconstruct it, perhaps he has enough to go on to know how to reconstruct it, or it's a well-known design that, well, at least well-known for him at the very least. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my place and I'm gonna keep working on that. Wow. That's just... Yeah, I'm gonna go keep working on that tunnel, because I didn't actually get much done when they started talking about that in chat, so be back. Alright, so here this is. Just a bit of an entryway into here, and this isn't exactly symmetrical, but maybe I should make these stairs instead. Kind of make that more symmetrical. In fact, I think I'll do that eventually, but right now I'm just letting the grass grow. Getting a feel for this, and this is like a little bridge under here, and then there'll be a tunnel under here, and then there'll be a small little bridge right here. I'll probably make this come into one here, and have that go out one more, so I can have a bridge that has a single walkway and like 3. I don't know. It'll be narrow. It'll be narrow, but you'll still get the effect of the waterfall. I think that'll be cool. I'm also contemplating adding chests down here and having the loot, overflow loot from the fishing thing come down here. So come down here to get your treasure, but I'm not entirely certain about that anyway. I have a bit of stuff to do, so I will be calling this episode wraps here. Thank you for watching.